Good morning. We're going to talk about a topic called prenatal factors in singletons with cerebral palsy born at or near term. So here's the expositor of the topic. And we're going to give an introduction of what is cerebral palsy. So cerebral palsy is a disorder of movement affecting activities of daily living that is due to non-progressive cerebral defects acquired called birth defects early in life and included from a group of lifelong movement disorders affecting 2 of every 1,000 children. Birth defects indicate structural or functional defects present at birth, including malformations, deformations, and antenatal injury, regardless of cause, since the cause is frequently unclear. So any development of deformation conditions during childhood are excluded from this group. There are some implications in this topic. Economical and health, it's expensive in human and economic terms, and on top of it, it has no cure available. In prevention, primary prevention is the best alternative, highly desirable, but it requires of the understanding of each causes and its development. In the gestational age, the number of weeks and fetus and malformations are related, with cerebral palsy being 35 weeks and birth asphyxia a possibility in this case. Observation in newborns, there is a high possibility of this missing detection of malformation in newborn periods. Symptoms may not appear, avoiding the medical personnel to evaluate images of internal malformations. So there's some major risk factors in studies. The most important of all is birth defects like bifid spine or others that exist. There's also birth asphyxia, inflammation, restricted growth and birth defect in a group itself. Other factors that are maternal more than fetal are coagulopathies, maternal disorders like gestational hypertension or preeclampsia, fetal growth restriction, viral infections, sexual relations at pregnancy, diet, and consuming coffee or tobacco or any kind of these substances in high amounts. There's some videos that express how does people observe cerebral palsy and a new treatment of it. There are some pros and cons to consider in this study. So, pros talk of this topic is that studying the matter factors can at least prevent the early development of cerebral palsy. Knowing that gestational age takes importance at the evaluation of base conditions and doing periodical controls with images can show real condition of the fetus. The cons, we can say that not all societies have the economical support to evaluate malformations. Even with prevention, people may forget all the recommendations of taking care of it, and individual cases could exist developing cerebral palsy, besides the attention and importance related to the pregnancy period. And it has no cure nowadays. You can say the issue in Ecuador is because Ecuador is a third world development country, it represents a high risk of acquiring cerebral palsy because of economical resources, but nowadays hospitals are equipped and have personnel that evaluate with images all the malformations that are supposed to be diagnosed. There's no studies of prevalence, although it exists one case that improved by use of the stem cells of umbilical cord. As a conclusion, we may say that cerebral palsy still represents a major problem nowadays at worldwide, but is also a concern of medical services and can be diagnosed promptly before development by looking on an imaging studies. Malformations that have a high percentage of relation with cerebral palsy, making prevention a higher guarantee and complement with knowledge of major risk factors. Even though it's not totally approved the use of stem cells as the method of curing cerebral palsy, studies continue to demonstrate its efficiency in managing cerebral palsy.